Okay, continuing on with our sample questions. Number 5 says a company is providing performance bonuses to employees at a rate of 3% to 5% of the employee's salary. What is the range of possible bonuses for an employee whose salary is $79,200? Okay, so let's watch our key words here. These bonuses are at a rate of 3% to 5% of the employee's salary. And remember, when we use that word of, it means to multiply. So we're going to look at the bottom end of what the bonus could be, which is 3% of the salary of $79,200, up to the upper end of what that bonus could be, which is 5% of $79,200. And we're just going to type this into our calculator. So for the lower end of the bonus range, it would be $22,376. And the upper end of the range would be $3,960 for our bonuses. And the next problem, we're asked to solve an equation. And here again, to solve an equation, the whole idea is to get the variable on one side by itself. So the first thing we've got to take care of is to move one of these variables. So I'm going to move this to the left. Put my variable on the left side. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides, because whatever I do to one side, I've got to do to the other. And once I subtract that, that gives me 6x plus 4, and this 3x minus 3x, that's going to cancel out, so that equals -8. Then our next step in solving this is to get the part with the x in it by itself, so we need to subtract 4 from both sides, and these 4's here now are going to cancel out. And here we end up with 6x equals -8 minus 4, which is -12. And then our last step is to get the x by itself. We've got 6 times x, so we need to divide both sides by 6. That's going to cancel these 6's out. So now we're left with our final solution, which is x equals -2. Okay, so we just want to follow it step by step. Try to get the variable on one side, to isolate the variable by getting rid of that 4, and then to get the variable by itself, divide 3 by 6. Okay, so moving on. Question number 7. Here we have a lawn mowing service that is scheduled to mow 5 lawns, and the lawn sizes are all given here. Okay, so we've got one that is a 20 by 30, a 200 by 45, excuse me, a 50 by 50, a 90 by 90, and a 150 by 95. So all that's measured in feet. And then we're told the rate at which all of this is mowed is 240 feet squared per minute. Now, to begin with, we need to know how much total is being mowed, right? So to do that, we're going to take 20 by 30. So we're going to multiply those two. 20 by 30. 200 by 45. Multiply those two. These are all rectangles. 50 by 50. 90 by 90, and 150 by 95. And once we get all those multiplied, then we're going to go back and add those 5 products together. Okay, so that gives us 600. This is going to be 9,000. And these are all what kind of measurements? Feet times feet is square feet, right? 2,500. 90 times 90 is 8,100. Then our last product is 14,250. And then when we add all of those together, this is the total amount we need to mow. 34,450 feet squared. Now, we've got to use that answer, this 34,450 feet squared. That's the total amount that's being mowed. And we're told that the lawns are mowed at a rate of 240 feet squared per minute. And we want to know how long. So we're going to say this is 34,450 feet squared. And we can treat this like a proportion to how long? Well, we don't know, as it takes us to mow 240 feet squared in 1 minute. So it's kind of like we're writing two proportions here. Two ratios, excuse me. And we're setting them equal, so that's a proportion. And we know how to solve a proportion, right? So I'm comparing feet squared to minutes, feet squared to minutes. So I'm going to cross multiply to solve. And that gives me 34,450. Oops, left off my 450 times 1 equals 240x. Divide through by 240 on both sides. So our answer for x is 143.5 minutes. Okay, so as we're looking at this, you could rewrite this in terms of hours and minutes. This is the correct answer, but your choices may be in hours and minutes, and we know there's 60 minutes in an hour. So for this 143, we've got 2 hours, right, that's been taken up. So 2 hours, and that leaves us 23.5 minutes left over. So if I round it off to the nearest minute, it would be 24 minutes. So it's about, one of these two answers would be what you're presented with, and you'd have to choose between. Okay. And then question number 8. All the items in a store are 55% off the list price. You found a shirt listed for $17.50 and a pair of pants listed for $37. What is the reduced total of your purchase before taxes? Well, suppose we go ahead and figure out the total first. What is the total retail? So $17.50 and $37 are what we're spending retail, or what it would cost retail. So that is $54.50, and that's before the sale price. Okay, so now if it's 55% off of the price, what does that mean the price would be? Well, 55% off of 100% is 45%. So what we're going to do is take that $54.50 and multiply it by 45%. That's how much it's going to cost us, because we're taking 55% off. So that means we're paying 45% of the price. And when we do the arithmetic and type this in our calculator, we get 24.525. And this is a dollar amount. So we want to round this off to the nearest penny. So that should be $24.53. And that's going to be our total price, rounded, that we pay. Okay, I'll stop there.